I guess I'm just curious, was there a moment when you decided to get sober? What was that like? What was that like?
Man, there's many moments.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was first 23 years old, I had a very bad night out in Tallahassee, Florida. Was visiting a girl out there, and that was a time where I was willing to try getting sober. I had to drive back to Nashville where I lived, and I had 13 hours in the car to think about it. Um, and that lasted 4 years. But I didn't have any community. I was very much just about getting fit, angry at myself for what I became. So I angrily treated myself by working myself to the bone and working really hard. So ultimately, that didn't work for a while because I was never happy. So when I turned back to drugs and alcohol, I was like, hey, I got a girlfriend that's, you know, I'm out kicking my coverage. Like I'm doing great. Like on paper, cutting ways to win. And then I had a horrible night out in August of 23 where, I'll say it lightly, I was held hostage for money. I owed people money for a bunch of different things, debts, all that stuff. People who knew my address, like very scary stuff. So I went to LA, in Orange County to just go to treatment and, do that. And that was the rock bottom for me, 100%. But since I was going for so many different things at once, it was hard to lock down everything at once. I mean, gambling was involved, drugs were involved outside of just alcohol. There's a laundry list of stuff. So I think this time around, which is March 17th, 2025, my sobriety date. Yeah.
23. In 2023, that's when you decided to go out to LA to go to treatment?
Mm-hmm. And then I relapsed in June of 2024.
Still living in LA? Did you go back to
I went back to San Francisco.
Back to San Francisco.
Yeah, it's an exhausting moving journey. I've moved a lot. And that was because I realized how like uncoachable I was. I was not willing to, I always would be like, hey, cut it to me straight. But if you did, I'd be like, fuck you. And I would like retaliate. It was like unresolved trauma that I had with authority figures growing up because I never responded well after getting in trouble so much. And this time around, 2 months into Austin, South by Southwest weekend 2, I went on like a 4-day bender. Just was a total mess. And it hit inside of me this really small window of willingness of like, do you want to live or not? Mm. And not just like dead or alive physically, but like really like, do you want to like actually live a life? Because I wasn't living a life. I was trying to chase for years from that time I was first sober and going back out, that first dopamine hit I had of alcohol, which was in high school. And it always got worse. Mm. I mean, if you're an addict, like every time you decide to drink again, it's a progressive disease. Mm. And it got to a point where I was just in my room with my dog and I had over 100 beers in my refrigerator and I dumped all of them out.
Wow. Nice, man. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's a powerful journey.
Yeah.
I guess there's probably a lot of room for fear in all of that entire journey.
Oh, yeah, dude.